As you can see today, I'm joined by members of the Police Reform Task Force, the Police Reform Task Force. Yes, I got it right the first time. With me today. Just before coming down, we took an important step forward, and I'm going to share with you today. Our goal is to sustain the urgency of the moment, to achieve deep and meaningful change here in Boston, to create a national model for breaking down systemic racism collaboratively with the community in ways that improve public safety for all. The task force is a group of leaders and advocates who have worked hard on these issues for years on their own. They've also acted as a vehicle for Boston's black communities to lead this change. Through their role as leaders in our community, through their community process with 5 listening sessions and listening to hundreds and hundreds of voices, 2 rounds of feedbacks for the recommendations, and through their continued conversations and advocacy here today. So I take these recommendations very seriously, not only as the work of leaders and experts, but as a collective expression of residents across the black and brown communities as they're calling for lasting systemic change. 30 days ago, when we announced the final recommendations, I pledged to act on each and every one of them, and to do so in a timeline that the task force laid out. And that's what we've done. We began by filing a home rule petition to give Boston High School graduates a preference in police hiring. That will increase diversity and have more officers drawn from the communities that they're serving. There's a hearing scheduled for December 3rd, and I hope that the council is in the city council, and I hope the council will act quickly on this so that we can advocate together for this petition before the state legislature in the start of the new session in January. I directed our chief of equity and other city leaders to work with the police department on updating their policies through the equity lens, as well as create a diversity and inclusion unit in the Boston Police Department. This conversation is moving forward. We created a job description for the executive director of the proposed Office of Public Police Accountability and Transparency. That way, we can have somebody ready to lead this new system forward as soon as it's approved by the council. That job will be posted on Monday for any interested Boston residents to apply for. Today, we are taking more key steps to enact this community vision change. This afternoon, I signed 2 executive orders. The first one creates a civilian review board. It's made up of 9 community members nominated by both the mayor's office and the city council. They'll be empowered to review complaints and recommend actions, review police policies, and provide public input, publish reports on the BPD's progress and other functions. The second order is to take what was our co-op board and turn it into a stronger internal affairs oversight panel. That panel will have the power to review all completed internal affair cases. The co-op board, up until I signed this, had the opportunity to review 20% of the cases. This panel will have the opportunity to review all cases. In addition to cases, it will be able to review the policies and procedures of internal affairs and engage with the community about their impacts. In addition to those executive orders, we have drafted an ordinance that I will file with the City Council next week. This is an ordinance which creates the Office of Police Accountability and Transparency, or OPAT. The OPAT provides intake services, research and administrative supports to the Civilian Review Board and the Internal Affairs Oversight Panel. The OPAT Commission will have full subpoena power to investigate misconduct. This structure creates a single point of public access to a new gold standard of police accountability and community oversight. It also provides a more predictability and a structure for our police officers. This is what our communities, speaking through the task force, have called for, and this is what we are implementing here in the city. I'm excited to move forward with this work with the City Council on achieving this historic change for our city. I want to thank the members of the task force, Chairman Wayne Budd, who could not be with us here today. And I want to thank the members of the subcommittee. I'm going to mention everyone behind me, but there's members of the subcommittee that helped create the Office of Police Accountability and Transparency. Joseph Feaster, Allison Cartwright, Jamal Crawford, Tanisha Sullivan. I also want to thank Reverend Jeffrey Brown and Darren Howell, who's with us today, for their great work.